Hey, good morning, y'all. Jesus is Lord. Thank God. The Word works. For the last few days, we've been talking about the kinds of faith that Jesus talked about. How is it that you have no faith? That was because they were moved by fear. O ye of little faith, because they had doubt in their heart. But then Jesus talks about two individuals that had great faith. I want to be that individual, and we'll talk about Abraham and his strong faith later on. The first one was the centurion who understood the authority and the power of words. And Jesus said, I haven't found such great faith of this like this all in Israel. So understanding your words, the power and authority of your words is what Jesus called great faith. Then there's another story in the 15th chapter of Matthew where Jesus said this woman had great faith. Now she came to him two times. And we want to look at the difference. The first time, she came to him crying, begging, and pleading, and stating her need, and she got nothing. So I'm going to call that no faith. Jesus answered her not a word. We know she was pleading and begging and crying because the disciples said, Lord, send her away, for she's crying after us. Now watch. She had her eyes on the need and her problem, and that was considered by Jesus no faith at all. I want you to get that. Now she comes the second time. Let me just share this with you. I like her attitude. Her attitude was one of, I am going to get it. I am going to the master. I'm not taking no for an answer. That's considered great faith. To be willing to get it whatever it takes. And most of the time, her case, it's because they had their eyes on the wrong thing the first time, but she corrected it and received a miracle. So let's turn over here and read this, Matthew chapter 15. So she came to him the first time and said to the Lord all of her problems, but he answered and said, it is not meet to take the children's bread and give it or cast it to the dogs. Now you got to look that word up, dog. It literally is puppy. It is a dog without an owner. Somebody that has a little puppy that's just running around that does not have an owner, does not have a covenant, does not have a right to receive. So Jesus said, it's true that, that from the crumbs you can get that, but I shouldn't take the crumbs and cast it to the dogs. Now watch verse 27. This is a big, big key. Let's go back to, she went back and corrected her problem, because the second time it says that she came unto him and worshiped him. That's verse 25. You see, when you're looking at the problems, you're not going to be looking to the master. When she got her eyes off of the problem and onto the healer, onto the master, she came back and worshiped him. Couple of things here. One, she wasn't willing to take no for an answer. And two, this time she came back with her eyes off of the problem and onto Jesus, or onto the power of God, and worshiped him. Whew. I'm not going to be able to finish this today, but I'll come back to it tomorrow. So she said, verse 27, truth, Lord. Notice, truth. In other words, I recognize that you're saying the truth. Truth, Lord. Yet the dogs, those animals that don't have a home, eat of the crumbs which fall from the master's table. Told you this yesterday. A crumb of this stuff will get the job done. Then Jesus answered and said unto her, Woman, great is thy faith. Be it unto thee even as thou wilt. What did she say? Truth, Lord, but yet the dogs eat of the crumbs. The little dog without a home. The little puppy dog without an owner. So what she was doing was basing what she's going to get on the Word of God. Oh, how'd you get that? Well, you meditate and study these things for years. You find out things, okay? In Deuteronomy, I didn't look it up, but in Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 6, no, I'm sorry. Well, I have to look it up. In Deuteronomy, she said, I have a right to receive because your promises was you leave a little bit of the food, you don't glean it all, you leave a little bit of the food for the widows to come by and get it all. So see, she was saying to Jesus, I've got the word on this, you don't have any choice about it. And I wished I'd looked that up this morning. And so she was saying in Deuteronomy, hey, I got a right to receive. Hang on just a second here, let me turn over here and read that. Because so she had this right to receive, and because of that, she went in to receive. I'll look those scriptures up and give them to you tomorrow. You got to come to God based on the promises, not based on what you think. Then Jesus said, because she came back the second time and worshiped him, didn't gripe, complain, whine, and pray, but went to him in faith, believing God that God was going to do what she had found in the Word, that she was going to receive her healing. Well, she got it. Hey, I'm going to close on this today till I look up those scriptures tomorrow. I had them there, but I didn't have my Bible open to them, and I want to give you the word on it because it's strange to the natural mind. So until I'm with you tomorrow, saints, hey, you remember all day. She came back not looking at the problem, but looking to the source of the supply. She came back the second time after she had corrected her problem. She came back and worshiped him because she knew she was going to receive, and then she's going to give us the word on it. So until I'm with you tomorrow, saints, remember, hey, Jesus is Lord. Thank God the word works.